Hello again, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is John. I'm a full-time eBay reseller based in Melbourne, Australia. Today I'm going to talk about how reselling is very much like training for a new sport. And by that I mean that if you train, you get better and you can rely on your body to perform the sport without getting injured, or where you will know if you're overextending versus if you could have tried harder. When I think of reselling, there are two things, right? There is the buying aspect and the selling aspect. We buy low and we sell high. Buying is something that we have a lot of practice with. When you go into a store, when you look at the brand name of an item, when you see the price tag, you can often tell. The brain quickly does this thing where it goes, buy, don't buy, buy now, buy later. It's cheap or versus it's expensive. I could have gotten this item at a different place cheaper. And that's something that we do from the moment we were able to earn money. We were buying, so we have a lot of practice doing that. Kind of like walking, walking and running, jumping. With so much practice doing it, we don't even give any notice to it. But selling for a lot of resellers is actually like running a marathon for the first time. I remembered when I was part of a fundraiser and I thought I could run 11Ks without training. And those of you who are runners, you probably know how this story ended. I did not train. I turned up for the event. I completed it because I thought, you know what? I don't have to complete within a certain time frame. I'll just pop, AirPods in and I'll just run it. The next day, and for the week following the event, my left outer calf was so sore, I had to literally walk with a walking stick. And the funny thing is that I also play basketball. I'm a jump shooter, and my left leg is my jumping leg. So that was super confusing to me. The fact that my stronger leg was the leg that actually overcompensated for, I guess, the whole experience. What humbled me was the fact that I thought, hey, I can already run and I can walk and I do this like every single week playing sport. How hard can doing it for 11Ks be? Completely wrong. And so when I think of buying and selling, it's very much like a pivot. It's like your brain already knows how to form ranges as far as like high price, low price. It knows how to recognize patterns, as in buy now, buy later. It recognizes quality, this shop versus the other shop, this brand versus the other brand. And really all you're doing is you're training this on the other side, where you spend time where you're learning how to get the data from a different source. So where buying, you're going to a store and you're seeing things in the context of a storefront, online, on listings that are aimed to get you to spend money. When it comes to selling, you're familiarizing yourself with the layout of Terapeak on eBay. You're familiarizing yourself with buy, sell, swap groups and scrolling through comments of what people will pay for certain things that are for sale. You're familiarizing yourself with marketplace, seeing how people price certain things and tracking when listings come down. I love those listings that I would never sell this way, but I love those listings that have, it'll be like the price will say free and it'll be like read the description, and then they'll have all their items listed for sale and they'll have a list of prices below. Then you'll see the listing fresh, and then you'll see sold, and they'll cross it out on the photos. That's just a crap. I don't like that. It just doesn't, it sells. I get it works, it just doesn't sit well with me and it's not scalable. But that helps me with data, because it tells me this thing goes up at this price point, it takes 2 hours versus 2 days. So that's, for me, it's great to learn how fast an item takes to sell at a certain price point. That's more data for me. So that's how you train how to sell. That adjustment from I know how to buy, how do I now know how to sell? And in terms of how long it takes to get good at training that selling muscle, very similar to how long it takes to train to be good at running a long distance. It's repetition, it's being aware of the muscles that you're actually using, it's being mindful of that balance, similar to cash flow, right? Am I buying too much? Am I selling too slow? Or it's just practice. And the time it takes, very similar to the time it takes to learn how to run a long distance. It can take a year, it can take 2 years, depending how often you immerse yourself in this new ecosystem using the same muscles. So I thought I'd share this analogy because oftentimes when I watch YouTube videos or read posts on Facebook about how people get good at selling, they will say things like, if you have a good product, price competitively, you will sell, But they very rarely provide any context of how long it actually takes. And especially And I think time is so important because it helps with managing the emotions that we feel when we're growing as a seller. Oftentimes we can start, don't make the sale at the time we think we should, and give up. Or we'll see others post things on Facebook saying, I bought this as an estate sale, sold within 2 hours for this price. And you'd be like, shit, I haven't sold anything in 2 hours, let alone, 2 days. But you sold something in 2 hours, like what the fuck? Like it can be frustrating. And really all it comes down to is when you look at the training analogy, you just focus on yourself. You're tracking your own progress, and you are gaining a better understanding of your ability to sell certain items. And really, at the end of the day, you're just ignoring what everyone else is doing. Because the fact is, if you are selling items and you're making money and you're doing it at a better, faster pace than you did yesterday, that's really all you've got to work with. That shows people that you're not easily rattled, and that's something that you can actually stand behind as well. Because you're not relying on luck, you're not relying on randomness, you're literally just relying on your own consistency. The beauty of that mindset is that, as with muscles, they become reliable. Like I remembered when I first took my kids to the playground, and they were like, at that they can walk stage, but they're kind of like could also just topple out of a random hole in the playground and land, a meter down below. And I was just constantly needing to be ready to jump to get them. And my God, that was stressful because I can jump, but can I jump over this railing to 2 meters down below to catch them? Can I jump over a seesaw to kind of get my kid, or am I going to trip and fall? Like just that was stressful because I didn't know if I could do it. But after doing it a few times, all right, you become reliable, you become more confident as a parent, you make decisions a lot quicker. That's really what we're talking about here. So 2 things: look forward to that reliability as the prize once you train your ability to sell. And just remember that training how to sell is a time and repetition thing, and embrace the emotion that comes with it, because reward. Yeah. I guess the best way to end this video would be to say happy training, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.